Oh, to be victorious in Victoria. The time for thinking is over. Figure skaters, to be successful, must act alone. The prize is rare indeed. A national title, the best of the best. Tonight, we go to the ice. Tonight, everything is on the line. In a country that communes with a cold climate, the masters of ice are hot commodities.
Probably the best ambassadors we have.
The superstars of winter, who have dazzled a nation and turned their concoction of art and sport into a treasured part of folklore.
Standing ovation even before the music has begun.
On a good day, Joanie Rochette is very hard to beat, and this is a good day. Now, in time-tested Victoria, a new generation of figure skating's ambitious disciples. They compete for a most coveted title. On this ice, on this field of play, there is only one end game. To be the champion of Canada. The shining city, the capital of British Columbia, Victoria, contributes to Canada's sporting folklore tonight. The BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships at the Save-On-Foods Memorial Centre. Tonight, this is the home of the champions. Hi everybody, welcome to the ice. Scott Russell along with Tracy Wilson and Kurt Browning. A big night. Coming up in about an hour live, Patrick Chan searches for a fourth consecutive Canadian title. And he's planning 2 quad jumps in his program. Rarely been done in Canada. But we've also crowned other Canadian champions here and seen some inspiring stories, none more so than that of Cynthia Phaneuf.
Well, it was 7 years ago when Cynthia first won a Canadian Championships. It's been a long 7 years, and that's what it's all been about for Cynthia, is getting that title back. She did it in a convincing fashion, a terrific short program, followed by a very strong free program. She showed us all here what she's capable of, and you can bet the world is watching, because with her performance here, she has shown us she will be a contender for the podium at Worlds.
Pairs has long been a Canadian strength. New pairs champions, Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich.
Yep, and let the party begin. I think that after all the twists are learned and the throws are mastered, what they bring to the competition and to the ice is their joy of the skating and the affection that they have for the audience. Great representatives of Canadian pair skating.
Brilliant skates so far. Patrick Chan and the men still to come live. We'll also crown new ice dance champions in the absence of the Olympic champs, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer. And it's close. To set it up, here's Brenda Irving.
Well, Scott, what we have is basically a virtual tie between Vanessa Crone, Paul Poirier, and Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pogier. And it's a lot like the situation we had at the last Canadian Championships when both of these teams were vying for second spot and that precious Olympic berth to Vancouver. I want to take you back in time to the dramatic free dance right now and kind of relive the moment, because it certainly was dramatic in many, many ways. So it was Crone and Poirier who took to the ice first, and she felt, looked like they had missed their opportunity. Well, then came Weaver and Pogier, and they made some costly footwork errors. Skated safe, maybe a little bit tight then in the kiss and cry. Devastation as they finished third. Backstage, a very surprised Crone and Poirier couldn't believe what had taken place, and they joined Virtue and Moyer at the Olympics. So the rivalry continues here today, Scott.
Thank you, Brenda. Well, they are on the ice. The final flight. Shall we dance? New national champions are next. Welcome back to Victoria and the BMO Canadian Figure Skating Championships to the ice dance. This sets up as quite a race. 3 Canadian dance teams will be heading to the World Championships in Tokyo in March. Let's set the field for you. There are Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier of the Scarborough Figure Skating Club.
And the free dance has been their strength this season because their specialty is their great technical ability, their ability to get very high levels and to perform those levels at their best under pressure. Choreography by the great Christopher Dean. It's sort of a bit of a contemporary piece and really based on their technical excellence.
And their rivals in this case will be Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poget. They're from the Kitchener-Waterloo area, but they train in Detroit with Shailene Bourne, the 2003 World Ice Dance Champion, along with Victor Kratz.
They've set themselves up nicely with a fine skate in the short dance. Many people thought they actually should have won that, but it was a very close battle, a virtual tie. Their strength is not their free dance, only because sometimes under pressure they let up a little bit and lose their technical levels. They will have to push all out in this and skate clean if they are to have a chance at Cronin Poirier.
Head-to-head, these teams match up as close rivals. They are both young teams. Recently, Cronin Poirier have had the upper hand. They went to the Olympics in Vancouver, finishing 14th, twice to the Worlds. Weaver Poget also twice to the Worlds, but not since 2008. Standings after the short dance. It's Vanessa Cronin and Paul Poirier by 16/100ths over Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poget. Then the youngsters, Alexandra Paul, Mitch Islam, looking for that third berth to Tokyo. The 2010 World Junior silver medalists, all kinds of potential for Alexandra Paul and Mitch Islam.
Second at Junior Worlds, their first senior circuit this year. And remember, at Skate Canada, they did extremely well in the free dance. In fact, of all the skaters tonight, they have the highest technical score this year in competition. Sitting 4 points out of second place, skating to as time goes by, choreographed by Dubray and Lazan, Canadian dance champions. Required elements in this free dance: dance lifts, like you saw them just execute, 2 step sequences, a series of synchronized twizzles, and a dance spin. All must be executed in the free dance. This, their circular step sequence. Beautiful flow, speed, and unison.
We mentioned that 3 Canadian ice dance teams will be going to the World Championships in Tokyo. Paul and Islam are competing to get on the podium here at the Nationals, but that will not guarantee them a trip to the World Championships. There's every indication that the Olympic champions, Tessa Virtue and Scott Moir, can still qualify for Tokyo. That said, Tracy, these two are making a case for themselves.
Like Virtue and Moir, they have few weaknesses, beautiful lines, well matched, and a dance sense that is quite stunning.
agree with you, Tracy. Their strength is their lack of weakness, not to mention the fact that they are able to almost levitate above their age, emote in a way that their young faces don't seem to be capable of, and yet they are. Gorgeous. A great skate should paint a big picture. And in the last 60 seconds, didn't that all come together?
I loved the way that program developed, Kurt, as you alluded to, and just built the emotion, the energy, really, I think, bringing this audience into the program, and now many of them onto their feet. Technically excellent again. That is so impressive at such a young age. Very high levels across the boards, technically, for these two.
The youngsters, Alexandra Paul and Mitch Islam. When we return, the close rivalry heats up Victoria Ice. Weaver Pogé coming up. Welcome back to Victoria. Alexandra Paul and Mitch Islam, an enthralling ice dance. And to Alex's right, that is David Islam, the coach, Mitch's dad. Saw pride on his face.
Oh my goodness, 92.33. That is higher than any of the dance teams have scored this season, higher than Cronin Poirier's best and Weaver and Pogé's best. They have just upped the ante here. Unbelievable.
153.90 for Paul and Islam. And now in a close race for the national championship, here are Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Pogé. We're heading to Brenda Irving.
Well, Scott, I spoke with Caitlin and Andrew about their free dance. They admitted they had yet to get their program where they want it to be. And they said that they've been working so hard on the technical aspects of their free so they can do a better job of selling it to the judges and, of course, the audience.
Skating to selections from the Moulin Rouge soundtrack.
Attention to detail in this program. You can see them form a heart with their hands as they start, and then stand back.
Problems there at the end of the circular. The little glitches they can't afford to make, affecting the program technically and quality.
As we enter the difficult twizzle section, we talk in free skate about not letting a fall or a mistake in a jump affect the next one. That's what they have to do now.
Great Grand Prix season. They were second at NHK in Japan and fourth at Skate America in Portland, Oregon. They made it all the way to the Grand Prix final in Beijing. last year's Four Continents champions. They saw that as a consolation prize for not getting to the Olympic Games. They were so close to getting to Vancouver.
And this season they've been closing the gap on Crone and Poirier, have worked right back into the game. Stunning short dance. And I'm happy to say here, they seem to be right back into this performance. As smooth and as polished as I've ever seen them in the free dance.
Smooth and polished, but with that edge of reckless abandon that you need to have within that control.
The house loves them. There is their family. Bill Poge, Andrew's dad, his sister Julie, Jackie Weaver, Caitlin's mom, and along with the rest of the people here at the Save-On Foods Memorial, they're on their feet.
Well, Kurt and I have been watching them throughout this season, making tiny little errors that get away from them, and they get in the way of their overall score. One very small mishap at the beginning, Kurt, but after that, it was smooth sailing.
Well, if people are wondering why you and I were picking on that, that's because that's what's happened in the past. A small mishap that's led to the next one, and they overcame that small mishap and to just fly through that program.
Olympians Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier, now a chance at a first Canadian senior title. We'll return to Victoria in a... Welcome back to Victoria. Caitlin Weaver, Andrew Poge. To Andrew's left, that's Shaylin Bourne, the 2003 World Ice Dance Champion. Marks are coming, and I know, Tracy, you like this.
Yes, and they need a huge personal best, and they got it. They got the technical levels they've been struggling to reach. In fact, level 4 on their diagonal step sequence. That's a big accomplishment in ice dance. Trust me, that's like a quad.
163.18, they rocket into first place with one dance team to come.
I guess Caitlin won't mind that skin on her, that skin knee that she has. She's gonna forget about that quick.
Here are Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier now on the ice. Meantime, Brenda's in the crowd making a family connection.
Well, here are Janita Crone and Deborah Mendez, the parents of Vanessa and Paul. And is it true? Parents are more nervous at this moment than skaters?
It probably is true.
Deborah, you had some advice for the kids this morning at breakfast. What was it?
I just told them to seize the day and to have fun today.
You try to have fun now.
Thank you. Scott.
Thanks, Brenda. Everybody's trying to seize the day and remain calm. This is going to be a very close competition.
I can't believe how calm mums are in the stand. Good for them. On the ice, meanwhile, Vanessa and Paul and their interpretation of Eleanor Rigby, choreographed by Christopher Dean.
Having worked with Christopher Dean before, the biggest challenge is his expectation of you and the physicality and difficulty of his choreography.
Small step sequence here, big, bold, curving edges. A little out of sync here, ever so slightly on the twizzles. Right back into it.
So on the scorecard, as far as bobbles go, we're 1-1 with Weaver and Poje.
Grand Prix final in Beijing, on the podium, third place. These two are world class and more. Canada is so lucky to have this much talent in one sport.
Well, these two certainly do love to compete. It brings out the best in them. I, for one, am so glad I'm not a judge, but the audience definitely has been entertained by these wonderful performances. Carol and Yuri, their coaches, looking on, competitors in the background, waiting, holding their breath. Be interesting to see if they too got the levels that Weaver and Poje did. That can make the difference. But what I saw, they went for it and delivered.
Vanessa Crone and Paul Poirier. This is going to be close. Just a reminder, the men's free skate is coming up from here in Victoria. Patrick Chan is in the driver's seat. He plans a couple of quads in the free program. Sean Sawyer of Edmundston, New Brunswick is second. 3 Canadian men will book their spots for the World Championships in Tokyo. Vanessa Crone, Paul Poirier with their coaches Carol Lane, Yuris Razgulev. They need a 97.39. Here it comes. 98.41.
And they get the title. Weaver and Poje, though, edge them out technically. But here are the new national champions and 3 fine Canadian dance teams. What an event.
There are Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poje as they see the news and assure themselves, however, that they are going to the Tokyo World Championships in March. Crone and Poirier, the champions, the runners-up, Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poje. There are the standings, and it was oh so close in the end, just over 1 mark for Crone and Poirier. Alexandra Paul and Mitch Islam third in the ice dance. Right now, let's go to Brenda Irving.
Well, Scott, I am with the new Canadian champions. Congratulations. And the two of you know every time you're in a race with Caitlin and Andrew, it's going to be tight. What was the key to dealing with the nerves of that situation?
Well, definitely it's always tight with us, and they're great competitors, and they kind of motivate us to push ourselves that much harder. And this week here, we definitely just focused on ourselves and kind of stayed grounded and didn't get caught up in the marks or anything else. We kind of just came here with a plan and just followed through the whole week.
Now, you're going to the World Championships. Earlier this season, you stated that your goal was to make it into that final flight. How confident now are you that you can make that a reality?
I think Vanessa and I just need a little bit of time to get over this result. I think we're both so excited. But I think heading into the World Championships, we're definitely very confident with our programs now. We've had really solid competitions all season, and I think just at the Worlds, we're going to bank on that and hope for the best.
Congratulations on a great skate today.
Thank you.
Fierce rivals, fast friends. Weaver Pogé, Cronin Poirier, both headed to the World Championships. When we return, the new pairs champions, Kirsten Moore-Towers, Dylan Moskovich in Victoria. Welcome back to Victoria. Vanessa Crona and Paul Poirier are the new ice dance champions here at the Canadian Figure Skating Championships. And there are new pairs champions as well. Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, pretty fine in the free skate.
Oh, they were terrific. In fact, not just in the free skate, in the short program as well, all week here. They've had this fun, friendly, and feisty attitude. And what I love about these two, even if it's not perfect, they are able to get it out and land. They have feet like cats, and you just see total will.
Like you see with Kirsten fighting on that landing, what they do is they don't show them as mistakes, they show them as victories. Everything about them off the ice and on the ice is a positive. The way they treat their fans and the children here, they are great representatives of our sport.
They are coached by the two-time Canadian pairs champions, Chris and Christy Wirtz. Kirsten Moore-Towers and Dylan Moskovich, 2011 Canadian pairs champions, headed to the Worlds in Tokyo. Right now, here's Brenda Irving with the champs.
Well, it's been 24 hours now. Has it all sunk in quite yet?
I don't think for me personally it has sunk in yet. I'm proud of what we accomplished and I'm proud of what we did yesterday, but I think it won't really sink in for me personally until we're back to training and getting ready for Four Continents.
Well, it's been a dream season for the two of you. You went to the Grand Prix final, now the Canadian title. If someone would have told you that was possible a year ago, what would you have said?
Wow, we got our work cut out for us. I mean, it has been a dream season, and last year feels like 10 years ago, and we've come so far as a team, and everything just kind of keeps building on top of previous things, and it feels amazing. It's been everything we'd hoped for.
Well, enjoy the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you at Worlds.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Scott.
Thank you very much, Brenda. There's the podium. Kirsten Moore-Towers, Dylan Moskovich, Megan Duhamel, Eric Radford, Paige Lawrence, and Rudy Swiegers. We'll tell the ladies' story next. Imagine the emotions for 23-year-old Cynthia Phaneuf of Contrecoeur, Quebec. There she is with her coaches, Annie Barabé and Sophie Richard. Cynthia won the Canadian Championship in 2004 in Edmonton as a 15-year-old. Now she is the Canadian champion again. And here we are at the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre with the Canadian champion, Cynthia Phaneuf, of course, alongside Tracy Wilson and Kurt Browning. I get the first question, and that is, Cynthia, upon reflection now, how important has this journey been to get back to the national championship?
So important for me, for my family too, I think, and you know, to prove to myself that I was right when those moments were very bad. When I thought I was gonna stop skating, like I had this little voice in my belly and telling me that it wasn't over, that I couldn't stop my career like that. So now it's there, and I'm so happy it happened.
Now, the driving force behind your motivation has been the quest to get your Canadian title back. And we're looking in the monitor here at your free skate. And I'd like to talk about that. You had a long wait before you got to hear your music, and then you opened with a triple toe that I've never seen you miss.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
It was so weird because as you can see it was fine. It was like, it was a perfect triple toe. I just was kind of weak at the end, but at the end, at the same time, when I just stepped out of it, I was okay. It's fine. I just got my glide, and I know what went wrong in the toe, and I was ready for the lats. And I know that jump was gonna make me do this program. You know, I know that if I was landing that, I would have been very solid until the end.
Maybe the best lutz I've ever seen you do in the competition. And after the early mistake, and that's when both of us started breathing again. I think the whole arena, not to mention the country, was pulling for you. Was it hard for you to stay in the moment as the program matured through?
I was getting very in the program as it was going on, and after the lats, I know like I was gonna gain confidence. And after I did the loop toe, and then I was like, okay, it's fine. I can do this program and I can win this. And I just had to keep focusing. And you know, I have been doing in practices program that I had difficulties with it and missing sometimes the lats and the loop, but I was doing everything else after. So I knew that I was okay.
What I've found so interesting to watch in your career is your battle, trying to come back, regain your technique, and also your mental confidence. And then to see you miss the first jump and be able to nail it in. What has changed?
I don't know, like maybe just confidence, because you know, I think you just have to put it through in practices. If you're missing your first jump, you have to do the second one, because maybe it can happen in competition, you know. And when I look at it after I had my program and I saw that lats, I know that it was such, you know, a one-shot deal, and no, I knew I had to do this one.
But you and I share the ice and shows together, and I've seen your confidence grow in front of the audience so strong. And I think that it's those moments that you've been able to transfer. Has David Wilson's choreography been able to give you a lot of confidence? Because you shine through your eyes in this program.
Oh yeah, I love this program. It's, you know, it's soft and it's so fun to skate, and it's an easy program, you know, to feel in the ice and to be connected with the audience, and you know, to just hear the music and just dance with it until the end.
Dance with it, I like that.
Yeah, Cynthia, there are other people who are a part of the process, obviously, and one of them has to be your coach, Annie Barabe. You've been together a long time. How much has she meant to you?
You know, she's everything. She's like my mom, Annie, and she has been there through the bad and the good moments. And you know, it wasn't always easy together when we had the tough parts. And she was always there, and she always believed in me. And you know, she's a big part that she never gave up, and she's always pushing me like to be a little bit more. And no, my coaches have been making a big difference.
Cynthia, you talked about the fact there were moments where you thought maybe you would give up, and a lot of skaters run into those roadblocks. Any advice for those that are struggling?
You know, if you have this little voice inside, if you know that you cannot be done with what you're doing at the moment, even if it's not skating, you know, sometimes it's another sport or just studies, and you just have to listen to yourself and believe in yourself that you can do it. If you believe in it, you just need one person to believe in it, and it's yourself.
You know, you've had a little bit of time to celebrate now, but there's more work to do this season. You had such a great World Championships in Torino where you were 5th. Are you looking ahead to Tokyo, and can you let us in on what your goals might be there?
My goals will be to be top 5. Last year I came there and I wanted to be top 10. This year it will be to be top 5, and for sure, if a medal will happen, that will be the best thing.
Cynthia, go ahead, Kurt.
I was just saying, she's so cool about it.
Yeah.
So cool.
I'll take a medal.
Just put it out there.
It happens.
You know, it happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a tremendous accomplishment, and I know you've come through a lot in your life to get to this point. That first championship, as I mentioned, 2004 in Edmonton, when you were about that high, you've grown so much in so many ways. And
yes, I did.
Yeah, I know so many Canadian figure skating fans want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of Canada.
Thank you very much.
Cynthia Phaneuf, the 2011 Canadian Ladies Figure Skating Champion. And coming up, Patrick Chan of Toronto goes for a 4th consecutive crown here in Victoria, BC.